Hi there, this is David and welcome to New RPG News. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, from some brand new turn-based games announcements, to Tokyo Game Show, to pixel art not being a viable style in 10 years, to an actual physical Sea of Stars that you can buy right now over on PlayAsia. But first we're going to start here with PlayStation Plus doing their monthly lineup, which I don't care about, but I do care about are the subscription fee hikes that are here. So, if you had a PlayStation Plus Essential 12-month subscription, the old price was $60. It's going up $20 to $80. The PlayStation Plus Extra went from $100 to $135, and the PlayStation Plus Premium went from $120 up to $160. That is insanity to me. It says here, for current 12-month subscribers, this price increase will not take effect until your next renewal date that occurs on or after November 6th. However, any membership changes that you make on or after September 6th, such as upgrades, downgrades, or buying additional time, will upgrade your plan and reflect the new prices. So, that to me says if you are a member of the PlayStation Plus program and you want to stay a member, then go ahead and update it right now, today, before September 6th, so that you lock in those old prices. To me, it's getting to the point where you have to really question, is it worth it? You know, it's that sort of thing, you know. It's kind of an out-of-touch thing to do as game prices are increasing, as we saw with Persona. They're going up in price. Everything seems to be going up in price. Inflation seems to be going up in price. And here we are trying to just kind of scrape by. And Sony, the billion-dollar company who is just having profits all over the place, says, we need more money. Let's gouge these people. It's just sickening. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remastered Gate Rune and Dunon Unification Wars has been delayed to 2024 in an event that nobody ever saw coming. So a couple of weeks ago, I came to y'all and I told you that Ayuden Chronicle was being delayed until Q2 of 2024. So lo and behold, of course, the Suikoden 1 and 2 remasters are also going to be delayed until 2024. More than likely, Q2. More than likely, exactly 1 week or so right before Ayuden Chronicle launches. They are doing their damnedest to kind of shit all over Ayuden Chronicle, for lack of a better term. They're basically trying to say, you know what? We got Suikoden, we see everybody wanting this Ayuden Chronicle, but we don't want it to be successful. We want you to buy the original. We want you to buy Suikoden. This is what they're doing. They're just trying to bomb all over Ayuden Chronicle, so they're going to be releasing this like right before it, just to steal all of its thunder, and wow. The pettiness is strong with this one. Square Enix has announced their Tokyo Game Show 2023 lineup and schedule. This is taking place September 21st through the 24th, and many different gaming companies have announced their lineup. I'm just going to go over the highlights right here. We have Dragon Quest X Online, of course. Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince, awesome. Totally looking forward to that Dragon Quest IV experience right there. Dragon Quest Treasures, which has been newly ported over to the PC. They're going to be going over that. As well as Ever Crisis, which I am shockingly looking forward to, even though it is mobile. We have some Final Fantasy XIV stuff, some Final Fantasy XVI stuff. We have Imperial Saga, which is a new entry into the Saga series. Infinity Strash, Dragon Quest, yes! Totally looking forward to Infinity Strash. I cannot wait. I know that it's like, it's action, but it's Dragon Quest, and I just can't get enough. We have Romancing Saga RE Universe, which is mobile. And we have Star Ocean the Second Story R! Yay! This is awesome. So lots of different games that they are going to be covering at their lineup. Nothing really new here. Not Dragon Quest III, not Dragon Quest XII, not some weirdo unannounced title. Nothing new, but just more gameplay of games that we know about already. Bandai Namco has also announced their Tokyo Game lineup, and there's not as many games here that I actually care about. There's really just 2. There's Sandland, which is playable there, coming up for the PS5, Xbox, PS4, and PC, as well as Tales of Arise, shockingly enough. Maybe we're going to get a Tales of Arise 2. Who knows? So let's go over and see exactly what they're talking about with these 2 games right there. Okay. Sandland. This is on September 24th. They're going to be talking about that. It says, a special stage for the Sandland game at Tokyo Game Show featuring live gameplay and the latest information. Featuring, oh god, Tonikaku Akarai Yasumura. Yeah, and more people. So, sorry. Let's see. We have Tales of Arise 2nd Anniversary special live stream, which launched 2 years ago, has reached its 2nd anniversary. This live stream will look back on the past 2 years with the cast, as well as introduce the latest information on the Tales series. Woohoo! It's featuring Takuya Sato, the voice actor of Alphen, Shino Shimoji, Shion's voice actor, and Yusuke Tomizawa, who's the producer of Bandai Namco. Sega and Atlus have planned a special broadcast for us next month that will deliver news about the newest titles from Sega and Atlus, and this is going to be a monthly broadcast. This is going to be continuing onwards. This isn't just a one-and-done thing. Every month, they're going to be doing this. Talking about all the newest titles from Sega and Atlus. They don't talk about which titles they are. All they say is going to be lasting about 50 minutes. It says, this stream will focus on the Tokyo Game Show. This won't be an isolated event, as Sega plans to host a new broadcast every month from September onwards. So that's pretty cool, keeping us in the loop as far as what games they have planned, because Atlus is one of my favorite developers out there. Star Ocean, the second story R, has a new opening movie right above me, featuring the theme song Stella, sung by Japanese music duo Surin? I don't know. But yeah, it's just really cool. It's coming out November 2nd. I loved Second Story. It is easily, to me, my favorite game in the entire Star Ocean series. So for it to be getting an HD 2D remaster is just fantastic news to me. Coming up for the PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC, November 2nd. The ESRB has rated The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 and 4 for the PS5. These are new PlayStation 5 ports from NIS America. If you didn't get these back on the PS4 or the Switch or the PC, then now you can grab them for the PS5. They have not yet been officially announced. We don't have a release date. We don't have anything else like that. All we know is that they are rated for the PS5, so they will eventually become available. This is good news because this is, number one, an easy way for gamers to get into the series, for you to get these games if you didn't already get them, because, they're getting rare. These are harder games to get, and it's also good news for the publisher because this is a quick and easy way for them to get some more cash in their pockets so that they're able to create more of these Trails series and, finish this series. My god, it's been going on. I think I got the first one in 2010 for the PSP. It's been going on for 13 years now. Finish the Zemurian saga already. Oh my gosh, seriously, come on. A new turn-based RPG called Arco has been announced for consoles and PC, due out next year. As you can see, the graphics aren't exactly, selling it here, but it's a turn-based RPG, and I, for one, don't really care about graphics. I grew up on the Game Boy and the NES, for God's sakes. It is what it is. Specific consoles were not yet announced. We just know it's coming out next year. Enter the breathtakingly beautiful world of Arco, a unique tactile action game where your decisions shape the journey. Journey through lush forests, sweeping plains, and scorching deserts as you guide 4 unlikely heroes in their vendetta against the Red Company gang. Battle warriors of different nations, fend off greedy colonizers, and slay monstrous creatures as you voyage across this enchanted land. Change your fate one move at a time. It says that you can cleverly plan your next move in a unique simultaneously turn-based combat system, so I guess everybody's acting at the same time or something. You can unlock new game-changing skills, recruit powerful allies, and collect life-saving resources as you progress. And each character has their own set of special abilities. So yeah, it also says that the story is going to unfold from multiple viewpoints. It seems kind of neat. I'm going to have to keep an eye out on this one. Well, we went from like a pixel-perfect game to a beautiful game here. New turn-based RPG, New Arc line, and that's for the PS5, Xbox, and PC, also due out next year. It says it's described as a story-rich, single-player RPG set during the Gilded Age of magic and technology in a diverse world featuring everything from magical forests, what is this? Go away, to seedy back alleys and more that really, I don't know what that thing was. Players will be able to be good or bad as they invent deadly gadgets or master the arcane arts, fight, steal, or smooth talk their way to the top, make foes and allies, fall in love, get involved in a massive conspiracy, or influence the course of history. And in battle, players will command their customized character and recruited party. This looks pretty neat, kind of gives me some Lost Odyssey vibes. I'm gonna keep an eye out on this one as well. Dude, check this out. Cosmic Fantasy Collection 2 announced for the Switch. It's gonna include Cosmic Fantasy 3, 4 Prelude, and Cosmic Fantasy 4! This is crazy! Unfortunately, right now, it is being released sometime in Japan. That is on their Kickstarter over in Japan. They're seeking 3 million yen, which is only about $20,000 or so, to fund this. And it says it's going to be including these 3 titles that came out on the PC Engine, the TurboGrafx-16 as we know it. There was only one game in the Cosmic Fantasy series that was released here in America, and that was Cosmic Fantasy 2 back on the TurboGrafx-16, which I unfortunately haven't played yet. I would love to play it. It is in English. But I was thinking to myself, why should I even cover this? Should I even bother? Is this going to be released in America? So I did a little bit of digging, and boom. So, back in September 15th of 2022, there was a Cosmic Fantasy Collection 1, which launched in Japan. And I was like, oh, it's only in Japan. Is this ever going to be coming out in English? But it says right here, an English release is also planned, which will be announced separately. So, here's the deal, people. So this one, the first collection, did get funded, and they went ahead and they translated one of the games into English, and then they're going to go ahead, and release the one that was already in English here in America, in the West, I assume on Play Asia or something else like that. So if they're going to do that for the first collection, more than likely they're also going to do that for the second collection. So hopefully we can get this funded, and we'll be able to play the entire Cosmic Fantasy series in English because of this. This is mind-blowing to me. And now I want to go over some pre-orders, some games that you can purchase right now. And I'm over here on the Best Buy website, and guess what's up for pre-order for $70? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for the PS5. So if you want to go ahead and pre-order this, you can now over at Best Buy. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is also up for pre-order. And this came up for pre-order while I was on a cruise in Mexico and I couldn't get it. And I'm so freaking pissed and I can't even stand it. Ugh. So this is available on Amazon, where it's sold out, and it's also available on the Xseed website, where the massive collector's edition for $180 is also sold out. However, if you want to go ahead and get the standard edition, you can grab that and pre-order it now for $60. The deluxe edition, which is the one that I grabbed because, it's the only one that I could get, is available for $100 for pre-order, but the collector's edition is out of stock for $180. But do remember that the only thing that comes, this is how I was able to sleep at night. I'm missing the pre-order. I just said to myself, it only comes with a Bahamut statue and a keychain. Just a Bahamut statue and a keychain. That's it. That's the only extras that you're getting for $80. So I was able to sleep at night buying the one for $100. I wish that I got the collector's edition. Maybe they'll make more. Who knows? But they sold out so freaking quickly. It's very upsetting to me, but it is here and y'all can grab it. Speaking of things that y'all can grab, Sea of Stars over here on Play Asia for $38. If you want to grab this physically, you can, thank you, PlayAsia, and disregard the Japanese flag there, because this is in English. I looked down, and it has languages, the very last one listed, English. So there it is. If you want to get it physically, boom, here you go. It says the official release date for this is December 7th of this year. And now I'm over on Kickstarter, because the creator of Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, which was a fantastic RPG over on the Steam indie RPGs, I like to support my indies, is releasing a new RPG called Hymn to the Earless God. It says explore a mysterious and hostile alien planet in this RPG. He's looking for $120,000 in order to fund this game, and he's already made about $28,000 with 26 days to go. I'm going to read about the game right here. It says, Hymn to the Earless God is a turn-based RPG with a focus on exploring an alien world called Gloom. Gloom is a dangerous planet inhabited almost entirely by sociopathic insectoid creatures. It's a cold, hostile world, but it's also a beautiful world, filled with interesting biomes, a rich story, and long-kept secrets. Players will choose from one of 4 main characters, each with their own full-length story as they fight against unique calamities and might finally end Gloom. Even though you'll be exploring some of the same locations between the storylines, they'll often play out quite differently, and you'll find unique bosses, treasures, dialogue, and side quests in each game. So each character will truly experience a full, unique adventure. So essentially, it's almost like 4 games in one. So this is pretty neat, and he does have some pedigree behind him because, again, Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, that was one of the good ones. I thought that this was interesting. Persona 3 saved Atlus from collapsing, says the director, Katsura Hashino. Okay. So it says here that Atlus wasn't doing nearly as well as it is now back in the early 2000s, with the state of things being so dire that Hashino was told that Persona 3 would be the studio's last game. He struggled to convince some senior staff and said something like, if we make a game that just makes the intense fans happy, how will that attract new people? The company will just disappear and go under. The old fan staff complained a lot, saying that it's changed, but he replied like, well, what if it dies? So in the end, they accepted it. He deeply analyzed and broke down the previous games in terms of systems, settings, themes, to propose the new game to the senior staff and said, this is what the Persona series will become. It'll be okay. Forgive me. Hashino then took it as his goal to make Persona 3 the game that saved Atlus, changed the game from its previous iterations enough so that it could appeal to a wider audience and hopefully save the studio. He even had a difficult time convincing other members on the Persona team, who believed that these changes would alienate the core fans. Hashino responded by pointing out that if they don't make these changes, the studio could collapse and the games that they all love making would die along with it. I've got to say, he made the right choice. I personally skipped Persona 1 and 2 back in the day because I looked at them and I was like, ooh, I don't know about this. I like bright, cheery, fun games, you know? And whenever Persona 3 came out, I thought to myself, oh, I don't know about this. Persona 1 and 2 looked so jank, you know, I don't want to deal with this. I remember reading a review about Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, and the review said, at least they got the subtitle right, this is nothing but punishment. And I was like, it just made me laugh. So whenever Persona 3 came out, I was like, I don't know, you know, the first 2, they were like, eh. But then the Persona 3 Fez came out, and everybody and their mother was going on about it. I think that it won RPG Gamer's Game of the Year back whenever it came out. And I'm like, okay. So I bought it for $20, and I bought every single Persona game since. So yeah, Persona 3 and the changes really did save the studio and garner a wider audience, me included. And now for our final story. Sonic Superstars team does not think that pixel art will be a viable art style in 10 years. Okay, I know that this is Sonic, but it's also Sega, which is also Atlus, which, you know, they're a big deal. So, oh, gosh, they're so out of touch, I can't even stand it. So basically, they talked about Sonic and how it says we definitely need to have a modern Sonic 3D game. We also feel like we need to have a classic Sonic 2D game. Those are our fundamental pillars that we need to have. We're expanding into movies and TV, but we still need to have both the 3D and 2D lineup for our gaming audience. So it says, last year we released Sonic Frontiers, and what Sonic Frontiers was doing is taking the open zone concept, to cement that 3D Sonic gameplay as something that we could build on for the next 10 to 20 years and continue bringing new gameplay and experiences to players. It was really the evolution of where the 3D Sonic space was going, and we feel very proud in what the team was able to deliver. But it also talks about the 2D part. It says, where are we at? It says Sonic Superstars had a slightly different role to play. They described the game as an evolution of the 2D Sonic gameplay, saying that we look at the pixel art, it's great, but when you think about 10 to 20 years in the future, we don't think that it's going to be a viable art style or presentation for our players. So in order to advance and really step things up, we did want to make sure that we're presenting something that 10 to 20 years down the road, we're still evolving and creating new content for. Yeah, okay. But then they go on to talk about the Metacritic scores, which is hysterical to me. It says, it's worth noting that Sonic Frontiers, the 3D game, scores range from 61 to 75. But Sonic Mania, made in the original game's pixel art style, both scores in the mid-80s, and 2018 Sonic Mania Plus is the best reviewed game in the entire Sonic series. Yet, nobody wants pixel art! Nobody wants turn-based games! But the ones that... Like, what are they smoking? What are they doing? Like, they constantly shoot themselves in the foot. They're like, oh, well, the little kids, they want 3D. Well, I'm sorry, but those games suck. But then you make something great in 2D, in pixel art. It reviews great. It's the best reviewed game in the entire series. No, we can't have that. Oh, no, it's pixel art. Oh, no. It's ridiculous. And then they go on to say that these comments seem to extend specifically to a Sonic fandom that may skew younger than the JRPG community, because, yeah, at least we're still getting our beautiful pixel art here in JRPGs, but I don't want to imagine a world where there is no pixel art in any games whatsoever if this is where these developers are coming from. They're so out of touch, I just can't take it. So that's it for this week's New RPG News. Sorry for it coming out a little bit late. I had a traveling nightmare the other day, but I'm home. I made it. I'm good. So please do let me know what stories you like the best. Let me know what you want to talk about, and let me know if there's anything that I missed or you'd like for me to bring up next week. And as always, have a good day.